Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book tag, so just to see where I'm at halfway through the year, how many books I've read, that kind of stuff. So first, let's start with how many books I've read so far. I'll go to my Goodreads. I've read 86 books this year so far. And my goal was 150 books. And Goodreads says I'm 15 books ahead of schedule, so we're doing very good. So now I'm just going to go into the questions, and I got these questions from Rachel Catherine's video. So I'll leave her video linked in the description. So the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2024, and for me I have several, and I kind of just picked the ones that I've given 5 stars. Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. This came out in February. I love it. Great ending to Magnolia and BJ's story. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Again, 5 stars. Amazing. I don't want to talk too much about these because I've spoken about them so much. Definitely. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Every year that Emily Henry releases a book, it's going to be one of my favorite books of that year. That's just how it goes. And those were all new releases, but some that weren't actually new releases, but just a series in general that I discovered is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This series is amazing. I still think about it all the time, and I read this back in March. It's so good. Great, easy fantasy series. If you want to start getting into fantasy, I would definitely recommend this series as a whole. The whole series is 5 stars for me. The next question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2024, and I couldn't really think of anything that came out in 2024 as a sequel, but that was a part of a series. But Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer, is the 3rd book in the Part of Your World standalone series. So I'm going to say this one because I think it's the only one that I've read that's part of a series besides Magnolia Parks, but I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more than Magnolia Parks. They're just on 2 different spectrums of the romance genre. So I'm going to say this is the best sequel I've read so far in 2024. New releases that I haven't read yet this year. The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. I didn't read the cheat sheet. So I don't know if I need to read that one first and then read this one, or I know you don't have to read them in order. So that's why I don't have the cheat sheet. So there's this one, and also I didn't bring it in here, but The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I was really intrigued by that one when it came out back in April, and then I haven't touched it, so hopefully I'll get to that one soon. And then my most anticipated release for 2024 is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I cannot wait. It's so close. We have almost 2 weeks-ish, I think, until it comes out, and I can't wait. It's gonna be so. The biggest surprise, so I guess what book surprised you didn't think that you would like? Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I was not expecting to ever really enjoy graphic novels as much as I enjoyed this graphic novel. It was so good. I literally binged the series in a span of 2 to 3 days. It's amazing. The story's amazing. I love Nick and Charlie. I even like the show. The show's really good too. But I think this is probably my biggest surprise of the year. But also, The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, because I read Every Summer After a couple years ago, and I did enjoy it. And then her last release last year was Meet Me at the Lake, and I did not enjoy that book. Pretty much at all. I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the romance. It was just, and I was so excited for that one, that when I read it, it was just a huge letdown, so I didn't really have high expectations for this one. And then it completely surprised me, and I was like, I love this. I think this is my favorite one by her. So now she's got me back on board. Looking forward to her future releases. So those two are my biggest surprises that I've read this year. New favorite authors I've discovered, whether they debuted in 2024 or they're just new to me. Two authors that I started reading this year in 2024. They're not new or anything. They're just new to me. They didn't debut this year or anything. Or Annabelle Monaghan's books. I ate up every single one of these books. I love the romance. I love the characters. Love the vibes. These are all so close to being 5 stars for me. They all came really close. Summer romance might, the more I think about it, like I think about these books all the time, so really they might be 5 stars, but I've given them 4.75 for now. But they're amazing. I love her writing, and then you can tell that they're kind of short and they're just great stories. And then also Hannah Grace. I've had Icebreaker, I think, for a long time on my shelf. And then I hadn't read it yet, and then Wildfire came out and I bought it even though I hadn't read Icebreaker yet, just because I love the covers. And they are kind of spicier books than I would like, but they're not like more spicy than like a normal book that you would read. But I don't know, just because they're like thick books and like the font is kind of small, but I love the characters, and I loved the ice hockey ballerina duo. Not ballerina, ice skating duo, and I love this one that takes place at a summer camp. So good, and I cannot wait for Daydream to come out. When does it come out? August? September? I don't know, but I'm so excited. And I just ordered special edition covers of this series from a bookish merch store called Probably Smut. They have the prettiest covers for this series, and I had seen them before, but they weren't selling them. Like, I had missed, once I discovered these, I had missed like that sale, like when they first came out. And now that Daydream's coming out again, they have them out for pre-order, and I pre-ordered the entire series because the covers are so cute. I'm gonna put them up right here so you can see how cute the covers are, and I cannot wait to get those. And then next is Your Newest Fictional Crush, which, I don't know, it's usually always every year I get, you know, a new Emily Henry male character, and he becomes my new obsession. So probably Miles from Fun. And then book that made me cry just for the summer by Abby Jimenez. This book had me crying, had me laughing, didn't have me crying again. Abby Jimenez always has such great emotional plots and characters, and so relatable. I love it. And then a book that made you happy. Also funny story, but also Heartstopper. They both have deep, you know, meanings, and the characters have depth, but they're both like, just Emily Henry's writing in general and her characters and stories make me happy, and then Nick and Charlie make me happy because they're so cute. Like, they just make me feel giddy. So those are the books that made me happy. Most beautiful book I've bought this year is probably any type of special edition book, but I especially love this one. It's the Heartstopper Volume 1 Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. It's just, I love the color, this like foil blue, like teal color. It's so pretty. And on the inside it has like the little drawings of like the leaves and the hearts, and I just think it's so cute, and the spine is really pretty. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I picked The Secret History by Donna Tartt because this also goes in with the next question, which is what books have you been putting off? The Secret History. This has been on my TBR for I don't even know how long, 2+ years, way too long, and every fall comes around, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and then I don't. So I want to make it a goal to read this by the end of this year. And this one also happens to be one that I've been putting off for a very long time, not just this year. So I want to read The Secret History by the end of the year. Book that you enjoyed, that everyone else gave mixed reviews. And I was trying to think of what books I feel like I normally enjoy like what everyone recommends, because I feel like I'm a simple gal. I like vibes, or I genuinely just go off of vibes. You know, if the vibes were good, then I enjoyed the book. But I feel like when Ruthless Vows came out, you know, everyone loved Divine Rivals. That's like a 6-star book for me. Then Ruthless Vows came out. This came out at the end of 2023, like the last week of December. And I read it pretty fast. I wasn't really looking at anyone's reviews, and I ate it up. I still gave it 5 stars. Just because I love Iris and Roman. Like, I just love them, and I was so happy to be back in this world and seeing them again, even though, like, you know, based off how, like, the last one left, like, the circumstances weren't ideal. But I still loved it. Like, I still loved the writing. It still felt very much the same to me. I feel like nothing can really beat the first time reading, like, a new fantasy series, whether it's just going to be a duology or a complete series, a trilogy, whatever. So the second book doesn't always live up to that, and I think that's what really made people be disappointed with this book. But I still ate it up. I love it, and I still stand by giving it 5 stars. I just love this duology so much. So I stand by that. And then the last question is 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. And that's probably Reckless. I gave Powerless 5 stars. So I'm assuming that Reckless will be a 5-star. Who knows? Also, next week, a novel love story by Ashley Poston comes out. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a 5-star too. I gave The 7-Year Slip is another 6-star book for me. Like one of my all-time favorite books. I love it so much. I annotated that book, the crap out of that book, and I cannot wait for a novel love story. And I feel like that's gonna be a 5-star. She's a new immediate buy author for me. That was my mid-year tag. I'll leave the questions below, so you can also do the mid-year tag, whether you just journal it or film a video too. I'll leave the questions below and the link to Rachel's video. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!